What am I here for again? Oh yeah, 肥猪肉, fatty pork. You can't get any of this stuff in Sainsbury's or Waitrose. These are my favorite noodles to buy. These salty pickled vegetables really make a soup noodle dish. They add so much flavor. So here we are now in Wong's kitchen. Got my broth here, which is basically just the fatty pork, 肥豬肉, which I cooked first in a bit of dark soy sauce, and I put a little bit of hoisin sauce as well, and then drained it, and then the broth is just boiling water with the preserved vegetables, bit of salt, and I always like to add a bit of sesame oil to everything. I love sesame oil. And there you have it, it's ready to serve. Note the noodles are not in the broth because you never cook noodles in broth. The noodles you boil in water separately, because if you cook the noodle in the broth, it makes the broth all thick and starchy and gross. If you go to any Chinese restaurant, you'll see they just dunk the noodles in at the end. Keeps the broth pure. And now here come the noodles. This isn't actually authentic 薯菜肉絲麵 which I'm making, because for that you're supposed to use 米粉, really. I mean, you could use the yellow noodle, the standard egg noodle that you get in Cantonese noodle houses, but it's usually vermicelli, rice vermicelli, 米粉. So this is kind of like a mainland Chinese bastardization of that dish, but I kind of don't care what noodle it is, but it's got to be the best quality of that noodle, if you know what I mean. So I find that they do these fresh Shanghainese noodles very well. And like for like, they're better than the Cantonese Hong Kong style mean or hor fun rice noodle or mai fun that they sell. So this is kind of like a fusion of mainland Chinese and Cantonese here. Oh, and an absolute essential for me is a little bit of la jiu yao, chili oil. And every proper Chinese household has proper Chinese soup spoons, because it's got to have some depth to it so that you can put the noodles in with the soup. You can't use ordinary spoons for this. And I hate when I go to a Chinese restaurant and they expect me to eat soup noodles with a regular spoon. You know, those ordinary guai lo, white people silver spoons, because there's no depth to it. You need to be able to hold the noodles and the soup in the spoon. So good. These fresh noodles are so chewy, al dente texture, which I find you can only get if you buy the ones from Chinatown, because you can go to the Guailo supermarket and they sell these like yellow egg noodles that are also fresh, but those ones don't have the right texture. They're mushy. But you know what I realized when I got home and started cooking, which happens all too often? I was like, "Aya, say la,唔記得買冬菇, Chinese mushrooms. I left out the Chinese, I forgot the Chinese mushrooms." I have a lot of stories about donggu I can tell you. Yeah, back in the 80s, when there was a mass migration of Hong Kongers into Vancouver, they never seen anything like it before. All the suitcasefuls of donggu that our mums and our aunties and our grandmas were bringing in. They thought it was drugs. But yeah, I'll tell you more about that next time. In the meantime, do give this video a like and leave me your comments. How is your local Chinese supermarket and what is it that you have to pop in there for regularly? And what are your favorite Cantonese dishes that you like to cook?